Clerk of Council in accordance with Council Rule 2B and the Cuyahoga County Charter. First, what I need to do is to call the roll of the council members. Calling the roll, Ms. Baker.
She didn't hear you.
Oh. Calling the roll, Ms. Baker.
Yes.
Mr. Miller.
Here.
Mr. Brady.
Here.
Mr. Tuma.
Here.
Mr. Gallagher.
Here.
Mr. Strawn.
Here.
Ms. Conwell.
Here.
Mr. Jones.
Here.
Ms. Brown. Ms. Brown is absent today. Mr. Hairston.
Here.
And Ms. Simon. There is a quorum. May I please have a motion to excuse Ms. Brown from the organizational meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Ms. Brown is excused. Item number 3, we will now conduct the election of council officers. In accordance with Rule 2C of the County Council, the process for election of the president and vice president will be as follows. Any member may nominate themselves or another member, and a second shall not be required. After all nominations for president have been made, the clerk shall call the roll, and each member shall vote for one candidate. After the election of the president, then the vice president shall be elected in the same manner. With that being said, is there a nomination for president of council?
Madam Clerk, I would like to nominate Councilman Dan Brady as President of County Council. It's my true honor to do so. Councilman Brady has shown great statesmanship, experience, and a unique ability to bring us all together, all 11 of us, and to take in our points of view. Councilman Brady's been fair, has a great relationship with our executive, and has proven to be an effective leader and a friend. So it's my honor to nominate Councilman Dan Brady.
Madam Council Clerk, though our second is not required, it is my honor to actually take this time to second that motion for Council President, because Dan Brady has exemplified what it means to be a leader and to be carrying forth this council. And as one of a different party than what Mr. Brady is, it is my honor to be able to say that this is a bipartisan group which has been brought forth by his excellence and his skills in bringing that leadership out there. And I'm pleased to be able to second this today.
Are there any further nominations for president of council? Hearing none, it's required that I take a roll call vote. So as I call your name, then you would state your choice for council president, even though there's only one. Ms. Baker?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Dan Brady.
Mr. Brady?
Dan Brady.
What a surprise.
Mr. Tuma?
Dan Brady.
Oh.
Dan Brady. Dan Brady.
Mr. Gallagher?
Mr. Brady? It's like Jeopardy.
Mr. Strawn?
Dan Brady.
Ms. Conwell?
Dan Brady.
Mr. Jones?
Dan Brady.
Mr. Hairston?
Dan Brady.
And Ms. Simon?
Dan Brady.
The president of council is Dan Brady. Okay, moving on to the election of the vice president of council. Is there a nomination for vice president of council?
Madam Clerk.
I'd like to move to nominate Pernell Jones Jr. as Vice President of the Council. As we heard from Councilwoman Simon about the great things Council President Brady has done, so has our Vice President Pernell Jones Jr. He has worked great with our Council President to ensure that all of our concerns and issues are heard, and that we work together to see that those are handled. Pernell Jones has been a person who consistently, when needed to step in when the council president is not available, he has done so in a manner that we can all be proud of. So, Mr. Jones, we again thank you for your service. Thank you for your effective leadership for the last 3 years that I've been here on the county council. Thank you.
Madam Clerk? Madam Clerk,
Yes, Mr. Gallagher.
I would consider it an honor to follow Mr. Hairston's lead and second Purnell Jones Jr. for Vice President of Cuyahoga County Council.
Thank you, Mr. Gallagher. Are there any further nominations for Vice President of Council? Hearing then, I will now take a roll call of the nomination for Vice President, Mr. Jones. Ms. Baker, how do you vote?
Purnell Jones Jr.
Mr. Miller?
Purnell Jones Jr.
Mr. Brady?
Jones Jr.
Mr. Tuma?
Purnell Jones
Jr. Here we go.
Mr. Gallagher?
Mr. Jones.
Mr. Schron?
Purnell Jones Jr.
Ms. Conwell?
Purnell Jones.
Mr. Jones?
Purnell Jones Jr.
Mr. Hairston?
Purnell Jones Jr.
And Ms. Simon?
Purnell Jones Jr., or PJ.
The Vice President of Council is Purnell Jones Jr. I will now hand the gavel back over to the President of Council, Mr. Brady.
Thank you, Jean. I don't think I'm going to need a gavel quite yet, but you never know. Thank you. I'll make some brief comments that I hope will be relevant. First of all, I want to thank the new members, Ann Baker and Scott Tuma. They both bring a lot of experience to this position, and we're glad to have them and looking forward to working with them very much. I want to thank the council as a whole for your support and giving me the chance to continue as your president. It's been a great honor, and I will work hard to keep you satisfied with the job that I'm doing and the job that the council was able to perform. I can't do it without your cooperation, but I do need your input. I want to also acknowledge the fact that our former colleague Chuck Germana is in the audience. Good to see you today, Chuck. I want to also thank Ellen Conley for coming in today to swear in our new members, or some of our members, new and old. Ellen is the cornerstone of the Cuyahoga County Council. She helped build this council, and that's why this chamber is named after her, and we are honored to have her here today. So thank you, Ellen. I want to thank the county executive, who have had the pleasure of working very closely with the last 2 years. And it's been quite an experience, and look forward to continuing. So thank you, Mr. Budish. I have to acknowledge my wife, Donna, of almost 30 years, and certainly could not do any of this without her friendship and support. So thank you, Donna. So, after 6 years, it's sort of, have a much better idea of what the county council is. It's what we hoped it would be. It's a co-equal branch of the government, the legislative branch of this government, and it is actually an actual legislature, not one in name only. It has enormous responsibility and authority and potential. We are bipartisan. Now, that's easy to say, and you'd think with what goes on in Washington and Columbus that would be impossible to accomplish. But we have accomplished it, if we can keep it.
We have.
And we found it to be good for the governing of our county. Bipartisan does not mean that we are not personally partisans. After all, we're elected in partisan elections, and when there's a vacancy, as we have now seen twice in the last 2 years, the precinct committee partisans elected at the grassroots level have been granted the authority by our charter to fill the positions. Bipartisan to me, and I think the way it's evolved here in the council, means that rather in the course of our work, we are all equal. Opportunities to chair committees, assignments to committee and boards are not based on party affiliation. After all, most of the challenges we face are not really partisan in nature. We are not a debating society, and we are not a sporting or entertainment event. We have always tried hard to reach a broad consensus, and rarely have we not been able to do that. Here, the lobbyists do not write our legislation. We do. We are the decision makers. Our responsibility to provide oversight takes time, and this kind of oversight did not exist in the past. And the machinery of the county government sometimes has a little difficulty in complying with it, but it is an important part of our job. What we accomplish here is mostly up to us, working together with our partners in the administration, the prosecutor's office, and the courts. But it's possible here, as members, to do things that are out of reach for most public officials serving in legislative bodies in this state. But if it takes a year or two, even two, to do something really big, it shouldn't be frustrating or surprising. That is still warp speed compared to the Congress or the legislature. Working together, respecting each other's ideas, respecting our different opinions, avoiding infighting and unnecessary political maneuvering has made us not only more professional, but collectively more effective. There's a time for politics, but this is not it. We have work to do. Now, we don't have to be grim. Some of this work is even fun. But this work is sometimes very serious, and we are called on to make difficult decisions, meaningful decisions, decisions that will be important to the future of this large metropolitan county that we call home. I look forward to working with all of you as we continue this journey and adventure of building a new and better government for Cuyahoga County. Thank you. Consideration of a resolution of council for first reading adoption under suspension of rules. Could I have a motion to suspend the rules?
I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. The rules have been suspended.
Resolution number 2017-0001, a resolution establishing the 2017 and 2018 schedules of county council meetings and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
All right. Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed? Ayes have it. Motion is approved. With miscellaneous business, we're going to call on our new members, Mr. Tuma and Mrs. Baker, to make some remarks. Councilman.
Thank you, Council President Brady. I just want to be brief here, but I just want to say what an honor and a privilege it is to be able to serve the residents and citizens of District 4 and all of Cuyahoga County. I think our county has a lot to offer people. I like to come in here with a positive attitude, one of excitement, one of a can-do attitude, and I think working together with my colleagues on council and the county executive and his administrative agencies, we can actually get something done, get some meaningful work done, and actually, you know, a lot of times Cuyahoga County gets a bad rap. I'm from the city of Parma. In Parma, sometimes we used to take some hits from people, but what people have to understand is that I like to see the good in our city and in our county, and like to build on that. And so, moving forward, again, I'm full of positivity and a lot of energy here. So I'm looking forward to working with everybody. So thank you for allowing me to speak. And like I said, it's going to be an honor and privilege to serve the residents of Cuyahoga County. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman.
Thank you, President. Certainly, it's an honor to be here. And I'm in a little bit different position where we had a whirlwind election last night. And so I'm here from 12 hours from the time that I was told I would be here today. So it is really such a pleasure, as was said earlier, to be a part of this council. I look forward. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, and I know you have in the past, and it's very much a privilege to be part of your council, that I will do my best to roll up my sleeves and get to learn the ropes of how you do things here. And everyone here, since I've been here earlier today, has been very welcoming, and I look forward to working with all of you. Thank my husband, Craig, who is always by my side, and my mother, Athena, and my strong supporters. Sharon Angelante is here, and back home, I know they're all either watching or will be asking me how my first day went, and I will certainly tell them it's been very, very, very welcoming. Some familiar faces here with Dale, and also Armin Budish, our county executive. So I really do look forward to participating and being part of this journey, and that's what it is. It's a journey. I came from the Ohio House and also served on school board and city council, so also small business owner. So certainly, hopefully, those tools will help me when we work on the important issues that come before us. So thank you for the opportunity to say that.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Mr. Executive, would you like to have a word to say?
I would. Thank you, Mr. President. First, Happy New Year to everybody. Congratulations to Dale and Jack and Purnell and Anthony on your re-elections and joining the council. And my congratulations to Dan and Purnell on your election as officers again. You've been great to work with, both of you. I truly appreciate the work that you both do. You're our two new members, Scott and Nan. You're coming in a very exciting time. 2017 is a budget year for the council and for the administration, and we have some serious budget challenges that we'll be looking at. People have heard me say that before, that this is not a broken record. This is a new record. But you both come from jobs where that's not unheard of, to face some budget issues. So your expertise and experience will be valued. We have a number of really great opportunities coming up to move our county forward, and I think all of us are very excited about the opportunities that we face going forward in this new year. And I have to say, council has truly been a great partner in everything we as an administration do. There's been no, and there will be no me and you or us and them. It's us. It's all of us. And Council President Brady talked about the bipartisanship that has pervaded council and the administration's work together, and it's really refreshing. Councilwoman Baker, coming from the state, to see how things are done up here in Cuyahoga County. It's truly wonderful, and that's why we've been so effective as a county. That's why we get so much done. So I welcome our two new members. I look forward to working with both of you and all of council in the coming year. And again, thank you for such a great 2015 and 16, and looking forward going forward.
Thank you, Armin. Let me just say that I don't want to overlook the fantastic staff of this council. We have a 9-member staff, and we really have a staff that rivals anything I've seen in the legislative positions that I've held. Without their work and smarts and expertise, we would not be able to be effective as a legislative body. And so I just want to thank them for all their hard work. They can turn on a dime, and sometimes they have to. So thank all of you, all 9 of you, for your work for the last 2 years. We really appreciate it so much. Is there any public comment unrelated to the agenda?
Mr. President, Reverend Pinckney Butts would like to address council.
Good afternoon and Happy New Year, everybody. Good afternoon. The Hebrew and the Gregorian calendar. Happy New Year, whichever you celebrate. I want to, first of all, kick the new year off on a good note. And I want to, first give honor to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, which has kept me. But I want to thank publicly the Honorable C.L.N. Conley, former judge and former council president, for considering my life when I came to you all in the very beginning. And let her know that her labor of love has never been in vain for me, because she knows me through my mom and through the real world. And I stand here today to just say thank you to each of you once again as we begin this year, and to empower you. In all of some of our situations of agreeing and disagreeing, I finished my book that I wrote. It's called Choose Life. Many of you know in this room that I ran for president of the United States of America for 3 times, and the last time was in 2016, as a preacher and as a multi-partisan presidential candidate. I heard you speak of bipartisan and the different things that are equated to make the county and other things run. But I wrote this, I started to name it Frontline Soldier initially. But I wanted to get us away from violence. Then I was going to name it Pamela's Plan. And then other people came out with so-called their plan. And someone said it sounded like a cookbook. But I wanted to just speak life to somebody. In this book, I discuss all issues globally, locally, etc. My experiences, how I deal with my enemies, loving them anyway, and our circumstances. And as I take my seat, the front of this represents the knowledge. The back of this represents the sacrifice. There's a Bible, a story that I believe is true. God and Satan had a battle over a man's life, and his name was Job. And Job was an upright man walking right, as I've done with the Lord. And Satan told God, I bet if I destroy everything in his life, his family, his money, his health, and everything, I bet he'll curse you and he'll just die and he'll just turn his back on you. And God said, no, I'm going to take the hedge and I'm going to take everything away from him. I'm going to remove everything. You just cannot kill him. Well, I too have been a Job. And I want someone to hear me today to tell you, no matter what your circumstances are, choose life. Love your enemies. Pray for them that despitefully use you and speak all manner of evil against you and persecute you for righteousness' sake. And I stand here today to tell you, council members, stay on the front line. Do your good diligence and your good deeds. They do count and they do matter. And I appreciate you. God bless you.
Thank you. Could I have a motion to adjourn the meeting? So moved. Second, moved and second. All those in favor say aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. The meeting is adjourned. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.